Welcome once again to our class. For this module, we are going to be looking at chords and triads on the piano. We need to see how to find them, how to express them. We see them on the keyboard. We want to see how we can play these chords and see how they are built with our fingers, particularly our right hand. The chord built on the tonic, and then the chord built on the subdominant, which is the fourth, and then the chord built on the fifth. Remember, the tonic, which is the first, the fourth, and the fifth, they make up the primary triads. So this is what we are going to look at. So I'm going to take you to the keyboard now. You see me try out these chords, particularly on C major scale, on the F major scale, and on the G major scale. So after the end of the class, you are expected to try it on your own. Go to the keyboard and see how you can see the relationship between the chords, the way their movement from the first to the fourth to the fifth and then back to the fourth, just in different orders, provided you know how to place your fingers to get it done. Thank you. Let's go to the keyboard now. Yeah, you're welcome once again. Now we want to go straight into the chords and triads for C major. And like I've taught you, we have to understand where C is on the keyboard. I said the other time that C is the first white key before a set of two black keys, just as you are seeing here. This is C. On this keyboard here is regarded as the middle C. As you can see, this is another spot of C. We call it an octave. This is another octave C. So to get our chord, our tonic chord for C major scale, let's remember that we are going to play on C, and the third will be E, the fifth will be G. We have 1, 2, 3, the third, fourth, fifth. So we are going to use our right hand, which I expect you to try on your own. And so using your right hand, look at your fingers. You just label it from your thumb. Finger 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The same thing with your left hand, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But our concentration is on the right hand. Let's get that. So we have a finger 1 will be on C, finger 3 will be on E, finger 5 will be on D. So you strike it down like this. That will give you your tonic triad on C major scale. Remember, this is our root note, and that is where the name of the triad is coming from. So this is tonic triad of C. And then if we are going to have the fourth for the primary chords, so we are going to concentrating on the primary chords, the tonic, the chord built on the subdominant, which is the fourth, and the chord built on the dominant, which is the fifth. So we take the triad, just move your finger just the way you have placed it on the tonic triad. Take it to the fourth. So I have F, because I'm still on C major scale, and then I have A, and then I have C. Those are the three notes that make the chord 4 of the C major scale, which is one of the primary chords also. So I strike it like this. So this gives me chord 4. So if I have to combine chord 1 and chord 4, I will have this for chord 1, which is the triad or the tonic, and then the triad on the chord 4. So I have this, and I have this, okay? And then the third one, which you are supposed to try on your own, is the chord built on the dominant, which is on chord 5, on the fifth note. So if you count from C again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I have this. The third from the fifth will be B, the fifth is G, the third will be B, and the fifth will be D. This is B, this is my D. So if I carry my fingers again, my thumb, my middle finger, my little finger, I have it. So this gives me the chord built on the dominant, which is G, for the C major scale. So I have my chord 1, or my triad built on the tonic, the triad built now on the subdominant, which is chord 4, and the triad built on the dominant, which is chord 5. Now, for every performance, for every song you hear, you can always accompany, because all the notes are written within these 3 primary chords. So you have chord 1, I have chord 4, I have chord 5. So that is just what I want you to learn. So if we have a simple song like our school's anthem, UPSS school's anthem, in the ancient city rich in culture, we have, in the ancient city rich in culture, in the habits of the nation, stand the citadel of learning, the ivory tower, the seats of learning. UPSS, that is the school. Okay, so that is just an excerpt of the school's anthem. So as you perform it, you can always begin to move from your primary chords, go from chord 1 to chord 4 to chord 5, and you discover that all the notes of that song, they are inside the chord. So the fact that you can move carefully from one chord to the other, as the case may be, and then you get used to it. So this is what I want you to learn. Now, if we go to another key, you observe that the position of our note will change, but the triad is still the same. We still have to get the triad right. So now let's try on key F. Now, if we are going to try on key F, that means now that F will be our root note, our third will be A, and then our fifth will be C. So this will now be our chord 1 this time, because you are now on the F major scale. So if we now want to get the chord 4, our chord 4 will start from B flat, 1, 2, 3, 4, do, re, mi, fa. So that is where it's going to start from. So we have our B flat, our D, our F again. So this one is our chord 4 for the F major scale, and then the C, the E, and the G will now be our chord 5. Okay, will now be our chord 5. So for our F major scale, we have this. This is our chord 1, our chord 4, then our chord 5 will be this. So that will give us our chord 5. So in the same way, whether we are going to perform this song on F major scale, all we just need to do is learn the chords or the primary chords, and then learn the one built on the subdominant, learn the one built on the dominant. That is all. You just know how to move them. So now let's try the G major scale. We have done the C major scale. We have done the F major scale. Let's look at the G major scale. That means G will be our tonic, and then the third will be B, and then the fifth will be D. So this will now be our tonic, our root note, our third, our fifth, which is our tonic, our chord built on the first note of the scale. Then the fourth note, or the one built on the subdominant, will be 1, 2, 3, 4, which will be C, E, and G this time. And then the fifth, which is on the dominant, will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which are D. And then this time, we will now have F sharp, and then we now have A. Why F sharp? Because for the scale of G major, we only have one note that is sharpened. Remember, that note is F. So instead of playing F, we'll play our F sharp. So that we are going to need that one when we are going to be playing the dominant, because our dominant will be starting from D. We have our F sharp, and then we have our A. So if we are going to look at how that one sounds, we'll get something like this. This will be our tonic. Our fourth will be this. Then our fifth will be this. And if we have to go back to the tonic again, we come back here. So I want you to try this on your own. Try that on C, try that of F, try that of G. Try the tonic, the triad or the chord built on the subdominant, and the triad and the chord built on the dominant. Once you can do this, that means you can equally apply it to every other key we have on the keyboard, the one built on D, the one built on F, I've talked about that, the one built on C, I've talked about that. Every other key, whether it's A flat or B flat, we can apply the same principle of finding our third, our fifth on the root, and then we find the fourth, find our root again, third and fifth, and then we go to the fifth note, and then we build our subdominant. So that is the size of this module. I want you to try it on your own so as to enable you to know and see how these notes they are built together to form the triads. So that is what I expect you to do. Thank you. Bye-bye.